Today's devotional is entitled, What Are You Following? Choices define us. They determine our character, and they mold us and shape us into the people that we are today. And some choices are super easy and others not so much. And every choice and decision that you make makes you who you are. In fact, John C. Maxwell once said, life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you. That you are the product of the decisions and choices that you make, that they determine and define who your character is. That even the mundane decisions can have massive implications on your lives. And there's a study out there that says that in a normal given day, assuming that you sleep 7 hours, you are going to make up 35,000 choices in a day, meaning every second you're making 2 choices. And even on the days where you don't feel like you're making any decisions at all because you're resting and relaxing and just doing nothing, we're making the same amount of choices as the days that you're jam-packed with things to do. Now, Jesus told us that there's one decision that determines everything. We see in Matthew chapter 16, verses 24 through 28. And it says, Then Jesus told his disciples, If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul? For the Son of Man is going to come with his angels in the glory of his Father, and then he will repay each person according to what he has done. Truly I say to you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. You see, Jesus here said that the decisions or choices here is going to define exactly who you are. Jesus didn't say, go to this particular church and you're going to be good. He told them to follow him, to pick up their cross and follow him daily. You see, I believe that this truly is the heart of the matter. That many times we determine our salvation upon how many times we go to church, how many times we stand in one building praising the Father, and this is exactly all that it takes to save us. That this is going to decide where we will go when all is said and done. Are you deciding to make the choices to chase money and fame or things of this world? Are you just waking up to fulfill what you want to do, and because you go to church on Sunday, it's all going to be good? And I'm sorry to say that if you think that this going to church is going to determine your salvation, and if somebody told you this, they were gravely mistaken. Jesus told his disciples to deny the pleasures of this world, the money, the fame, and follow him. And you see in even Luke chapter 15, Jesus tells the parable of the prodigal son. And we see in verses 11 through 14, Jesus starts to say, and he said, And there was this man who had 2 sons. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the share of property that is coming to me. And he divided his property between them. Not many days later, the young man gathered all he had and took a journey into a far country. And there he squandered his property in reckless living. And when he had spent everything, a severe famine arose in that country, and he began to be in need. You see now that the son had a choice. He had a decision to make. He decided to make the choice of taking that inheritance and spend it in the way that he wants. How many times have we come into money that was not expected and then spend it the way we want to with reckless abandon? You see, the son made the choice of choosing the earthly pleasures over the heavenly ones. And we see in a few verses later that God is ready to receive you back no matter the choices that you make. You see, the son, realizing that he had done wrong, decides to go back and work as a servant for his father. He even comes up with a speech to show his remorse in hopes that would find favor with his father, but his father doesn't want to hear it. And we see in Luke 15, verses 20 through 24, Then he arose and came to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion, and ran and embraced him and kissed him. And the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, Bring quickly the best robe and put it on him, and bring a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet, and bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let us eat and celebrate it. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." And they begin to celebrate. We see that when the son decided to return home, he expected grief and pain for the choices that he made. But the father was excited to have his son home. You see, we all have choices to make every single day. Some of them mundane and simple. From when we wake up, from what time we wake up, to the food that we eat, to the clothing that we wear. But we also make choices every single day that have deep implications in our lives. Are you living your life throughout the week your way, only to go to church on Sunday and repent? This is a religion, guys. This is religion that we're talking about. This is what we're taught. That the grace and mercy always abounds when we're saved, and it does. But are you making the decisions and choices to follow Jesus on a daily instead? This is a relationship. This is what Jesus wants us. He doesn't want us to go to a church. He wants a deep and personal relationship with each and every one of us. You see, when you do this, you're dying to yourself so much that when people see you, they don't see you. They see Christ. This does mean that the things that you do, the people that you interact with, may very well change. The friends who make the jokes at the expense of somebody else. The time that you spend on your computer. If at the end of the day it doesn't glorify God and causes you to follow Christ, it probably does need to go. The question you need to ask yourself is, when these choices come up, do people see you, or do they encounter an opportunity with Jesus? See, our choices do define us. And it's not going to be an easy thing. When we stop and think about the choices and the decisions that we make not only affect who we are, but the people around us, it suddenly does become a little bit easier. You see in Matthew chapter 7, verses 13 and 14, Jesus says, "Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is easy that leads to destruction. And those who enter by it are many, for the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few." So the question that you should really be asking yourself every single day is, are you following Jesus? Or are you following the ideals of this world? Or are you following the things that you do Monday through Saturday in hopes that on Sunday you can repent for and then go back to? We're to be in this world, but not to be of this world, guys. We're to follow Christ. That's why he says to take up the cross daily, to deny yourself and follow me. It is so easy to just say, yeah, that's great, I'm going to do that. But what's harder is to do it when life wants to throw you so many different things, when it's so much easier to make fun of somebody else than stand there and not say anything, or to defend the person that's being made fun of, or to say that, the technology I need, when in reality you use it to sin in the dark when nobody else is looking. Every single day you should wake up wanting to be less of yourself and more of Christ. That is the devotional for today. What are you following?